Right, hello everybody. Let's see who's here. Hold on a second. We've got Theo, hello, Mia, Zanka, and Albert. Hello. Thanks for joining. I'll turn my headphones down a bit because it's a bit distracting. Alright, do sound check first of all. Is music too loud, too soft? Here's the crescendo. Let me know what the sound's like on your side. Albert said from Cape Coral, Florida. Cool. I hope you're all having a doing wonderful on this beautiful Sunday. Yes, thank you very much. Perfect. Okay, good stuff. Right, a couple new faces here. I am going to make a slight change. I'm going to be a bit more frequent, I think, on these Covenstead lives again. But I just want a few more people to get on so I can announce and see if everybody's happy with a slight time change. We'll wait for that. Right, good stuff. Sounds good. Right, what's everybody been up to? It's been 3 weeks since I was on here on Covenstead. How's everybody been? You know? For the new people who haven't been here before, Covenstead is just a place for us to get together, talk about what we want to talk about, whatever it is. So no specific topic in mind. You ask what you need to, and we'll discuss it. Other than that, I'm just going to have to stare at my ugly face most of the time, I suppose. I just want to keep announcements till a bit later when there's a few more people here. So I'm not going to do that just yet. I've still got my waiting screen on here. Albert, just found your channel a month ago and I'm just learning Left Hand Path. I'm learning all I can about demons and really wish to work with them, but I'm told to wait. Okay. Who told you to wait? Why did they tell you to wait? It's probably good advice, I'm just curious. Who and what and why? You say learning the left-hand path, but have you learnt any other magic before? Is this completely new to you? You're just starting out? Just let me know all that stuff. I really should have trimmed my moustache area. My lips. I'm going to swallow all my hands. What's going on with the music? Cool. Next one. You said, sorry, I was turning meat over on the grill. No problem. No problem. Got to turn that meat. I'm just wondering why this is not going to the next song. It's just stuck. Right. Hold on. No. Okay, I'll just do it manually now. No. Not liking any actions. Yeah, just let me know about who told you, what did they tell you, why did they tell you, and if you're completely new to all of this. I don't know if you heard that because you were turning the meat over. What's going on with the music? It's just like... Andrea's here. Hello, Andrea. Glad you could join. Albert, I just started learning about the left-hand path and its main videos I watch. They say to wait if you're new to demons. That's why I was wondering if you're new to magic altogether, or whether there's just a new avenue that you're exploring. I mean, if you have worked with gods, then if you've worked with fairies, then there's no problem with working with demons. That's why I'm wondering if you are completely new to magic altogether, or if this is, you know, a new avenue that you're going down, as I said. And thank you, thanks for the compliment. And Andrea, hello. Yeah, you haven't been on for a while. I'm glad you've got data again. I've got the David Bowie radio on today. I think it's got some Bauhaus for you. I'm not sure. I do see Susie, the Doors. The Cure's there. Oh. I don't think there's any Bauhaus. There's Velvet Underground. There you go. Yeah, looks like a good playlist anyway. Yeah, oh, David Bowie was a Thelemite. Was he a Thelemite, or was he just general? I mean, I know he was interested in Crowley and Selima, but I think he was just generally interested in magic altogether. And Luna's here. Hello, Luna. Thanks for joining. Andrea, I might just fear for a moment, but I'll be back very soon. Just issue with my phone. No worries, don't worry. All good. Right. I know Albert's cooking meat, so I'm just going to stop. I'm going to try and fill in some blanks. We'll do it if... Oh wait, here we go. My mum was a black magician and is now a Christian, so they hate that I'm not choosing. I grew up learning about black magic, and now just starting to learn on my own. I feel called. Okay. Alright. Yeah, if as I said, if this is new to you, if it's a new path, completely new path, you haven't done magic before, you don't know how to get into trance, you haven't worked with energy movement, energy manipulation, all of that stuff, right? Then you are going to want to start at the beginning, and that doesn't matter if it's left-hand path, right-hand path, upside-down path. I'm not really a path person myself. It doesn't matter what avenue, road, path, or anything that is. You need to do foundational practices, and that's what creates. They're called foundations for a reason. They build foundations, and the stronger your foundations, the stronger the house is that you build on top of those foundations. So it's very, very important to focus on the foundations. A lot of people find a lot of it boring. It is, but that's no excuse for you know, being lackadaisy and ignoring all the stuff that will give you a better practice later on. Okay, so yes, do all your foundations first, and then go from there. So if anybody's told you to wait before you work with demons, that's probably why, because you need to build your foundations, which is good advice. Luna, only here for a few minutes. I have to give my eldest son a buzz cut in a moment. Oh, I'll do it for him. I've got a razor as well. The rest was wicked. Okay. Albert thinks that's an absolute pleasure. Right, how many people we got here now? Let me check. Numbers. Yeah, still 6, okay. Alistair's asleep. Okay, that's the line, leave him asleep. Alright, I'll do announcements. What I've been thinking of doing is doing these Covensteads every week, but earlier. And because what I'm going to be doing I'm probably about 6 months, because I've only just last week thought about doing it, so I've got to set everything up and get everything organized, is doing masterclasses. So we were talking about foundational practices just now. I'm going to take the Temple of the Horned Serpent material, which is on Patreon, and I'm going to actually make a live masterclass, and that'll run over 8 months. It'll be every second week, well, twice a month, but every other week. We'll meet on Zoom and discuss that month's practices, and also the supporting practices and the supporting knowledge and material and everything else that goes along with that month. And then you'll have a Q&A as well. So yeah, I'm going to do that masterclass. That's for 8 months. After that, what I'm thinking of doing is planetary magic, which might be 4 months, which then kind of fills up the whole year. But we'll see what that leads into. But anyway, so what I want to do is masterclasses. So what I'm thinking of doing is every other week will be a masterclass meeting, and then every other week, so first and third weeks would be masterclass. The second and fourth week would be Patreon live, which is going to be my journal tier, just changing to $10 instead of $5 as currently. So that's gonna fill up the months, but that'll be at this time. So what I want to do is move this Covenstead live 2 hours before. So at the moment it's 5 p.m. GMT. We'll move it to 3 p.m. GMT. I have to check what time that is for you. It'll be 2 hours earlier than it is now, obviously. And then I can do that for an hour and a half, then stop that, go and grab some more coffee and a snack if I need to, and then do the other lives after that, right? But let me know if that time would actually work for you guys. And I'll do that every week then. I'll be on Covenstead every week. Where was I now? Alistair is asleep. Albert, any advice on reading material or videos you suggest? You're specifically aiming at, you see, I'm not sure what part of the left-hand path you're aiming at, whether it's modern demonology, which would be focused on S. Connolly, her works. If it's anything else, I'm kind of starting to steer my way out of all of that, because the people who are revolving around the left-hand path, they're just becoming abusive, and it's just an ego trip, and it's just, I don't know, it's become a pain in the arse. It's not left-hand path that I knew years ago. It's not what I aimed at. That's why I created punk magic, because I wanted to bring the antinomianism, the anti-establishment, the anti-fascism back into magic, which was the antinomianism was originally what the left-hand path was about. Now it's all about who can be the badass and who can be the edgelord, the biggest edgelord. It's just getting ridiculous, it really is. But yeah, so sorry, I do tend to have my little rants. So you let me know kind of which direction you're going in. I might be able to help you with some materials, reading materials and stuff. Divs, hello Divs. Andrea snoring. I might jump scare him awake. No, don't do that. Leave him. Zero chocolate. Wake him up and send to shop. Oh, okay, you want some chocolate. Alright, that's reasonable. Andrea said sounds good. EOO. So the 4 10s correspond to Malkut, right? Would it be safe to correspond the cherubim to each card per element? I'm not really sure myself. I didn't really add that's definitely going into Hermetic law. I didn't really play with the cards on the tree myself. I know what they are in the paths. Well, not offhand. I mean, I can go to my little tree chart over on the wall there. But yeah. Oh, but however, hang on. I can actually answer this because it's logic. Would it be safe to correspond the carabin to each card per element? Yes, it would be, because the cards, well, the four, what are they called? Suits on the cards are the four elements themselves. So yes, you could. But I mean, it's not like each of the cherubim have a particular name which relates to an element. They just are the elements. So yeah. Andrea, it sounds like they're playing D&Ds. Who's playing D&Ds? I missed something. Oh, you're talking about the Edgelords, probably. Albert, honestly, I just want to learn. I'm so new that I haven't got a good answer on what path I'm heading. Then just read as much as you can, and it doesn't even matter what path you're reading, what you're reading about. Just start. That's the main thing. Just start reading. Just pick something up that grabs your interest. Start reading it, because then what happens is you read through that, and you all of a sudden you just things that you pull out of that kind of attract your attention again, and then you can start exploring those things. And my suggestion is, don't get fixed on a path. Learn as much as you can, and you'll find that I'm kind of have a traditional witchcraft background, and we talk about the crooked path. And the crooked path winds. It doesn't go to the left or to the right or to the middle. It winds all over the place, and sometimes it comes back on itself because you need to repeat something. But it winds all over, and it explores everything, all different kinds of things. And I personally think that's the best approach. It's more balanced. Yeah, so just start reading, go down as many rabbit holes as you can possibly go down. It's an exploration that just never ends, so yeah, go for it. Andrew, sorry, the Edgelords, etc. Oh yes, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is like they're playing some kind of D&D game. Albert said thank you, appreciate it. That's a pleasure. Paimon Water, hello. Is there an invocation ritual involving water elements to make you more attuned so you can interact and hear and speak to the demon you are choosing to invoke? I'd be careful about relating the spirits to specific water or specific elements, unless they are elemental beings themselves, sylphs, fairy, or not fairy. Fairy is a broad topic, can't fall into that. But let's say sylphs and undines and dwarves and salamanders. The actual elemental beings, which are of the element themselves. Then they become the pure element. But when we're talking about other spirits, there's often a combination of elements, I would say. Just as we are a combination of elements, we're not just one element or another element. You could say that a particular spirit is more watery and less airy or something like that. But I'm not sure invoking the element would actually get you anywhere. I mean, if you were, for instance, invoking, I suppose so. If you were invoking Mars, for instance, you would, cover your room in red. You would wear red. You could work with fire in that regard, because Mars is kind of a fiery kind of attitude. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. I guess we could. So anyway. Yeah, so to get back to that, if you want to invoke water, There's a few ways you can do it. The best way I know how to do it is to do pore breathing. So what you do is you kind of imagine all of the pores in your body kind of opening up, and you pull in. You surround yourself in the element first of all, and the way you do that is to just open the gate. So whichever direction water is for you, it's usually in the west, but it doesn't have to be in the west. This isn't a fixed thing, although people kind of portray it as a fixed kind of system. But wherever water is for you, the water element, face that direction, call it in. If you work with archangels, you can call in Javriel. If you work with modern demonology, you can call in or call to Leviathan, for instance. That elemental force which embodies that element itself. Okay, and then what you do is you just feel it coming in. You just visualize the element itself coming in, surrounding you, filling your circle, filling your space. All right, and kind of coming up. And you can either, some people don't like it when it goes over the head because they feel like, it's water, they're going to drown. You're not going to, it's the element. But what you can do is just sit in the water, have it like waist height or something like that. And what you do is you imagine all your pores opening up, and like imagine them like little mouths, right? And the little mouths are smiling and they're opening. And then what they do, as you breathe in, all of them breathe in, and you breathe in the element itself into your body, and then you get to become attuned to the element itself. What I do need to point out when you're doing this, though, is to be very, very careful about creating an imbalance in your body. Now, the way to counter that is if you were to pore breathe in 5 times, when you're finished, breathe out 5 times. Dispel the element from your body and do it the same amount as you pull it in, because you want to come back to a balanced state, which hopefully you were at the beginning before you started any of this. So you're going to pore breathe the element into your body. Another way you can do this is to connect to your center. So what you do is there's a point within yourself which is your inner space, and you connect with that, and you imagine the element there, and as you breathe it gets pulled up through your body and gets dispersed throughout your whole body. And you can do things like push it out through points in your hand and through your third eye, through your throat, lines of energy which get directed to a particular precise point, where talisman, amulet, you can add it to a servitor, sigil, whatever it is, right? So you can use that method as well. But again, it's about connecting with the element, and which is an exercise on its own, really. You should go through all of the elements, just connect with those elements. So yeah, that would be my advice. And then once that's done, once you are attuned to the element itself, I assume you know what you're going to do after that. Okay. I don't know if that helps or not. Another way to attune yourself with the element of water, go sit in the bath. It's as simple as that, really. And you can actually sit in the physical element itself and then invoke it esoterically, if we can put it that way, elementally. But yeah, just sitting in water itself it's a great medium. Andrea, the Crooked Path is a personal path which I would certainly recommend if you're just starting out. The Reality of Things by Lee W. Johnson is a must. Thank you. Yeah, my first book. So that was written a long time ago now. EO, maybe invoke mercurial spirits for that. Yeah, I'd be careful with that, because if you want to, it sounds like the person's specifically doing this in order to call on a particular spirit, and if you start calling mercurial spirits, then you start getting all the spirits mixed up. And when you call in mercurial spirits, there's a whole lot of other stuff that comes along with that, and mercury is air, not water. first of all. But you're also going to get aspects of trickery and thievery and all of that with mercurial spirits. So yeah, I wouldn't really recommend that myself. Oh yeah, Andrew said Albert. There you go. EO, I say mercurial for communication versus water for emotions. Yeah, I get what you're saying. But it does seem like the person wants to invoke water because the spirit they're working with is a watery kind of spirit. Yeah, anyway. I hope that answered the question. Just drink the coffee before it goes cold. Quiet again tonight. Alright, so I need to know if doing this Covenstead every week and 2 hours earlier is okay with everybody. My Sunday evenings are going to be very full, but I enjoy this. Yeah, I always forget about the trickster aspect of Mercury. I think I do as well, actually, to tell you the truth. I kind of like always associate it with knowledge and thinking and thoughts and the mind and merchants and business and things like that. I always forget about the trickery and the thievery and that aspect of the Mercury. Andrea, yes, sounds good. Great to me. Okay, good. And Zankos, that's fine too. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll probably start doing that next month. Once I've got a better handle on the direction of the masterclasses and stuff we're going to take. Cool. Sounds good. Okay. Good stuff. Bobby Mordka, goodness gracious. This is the end or beginning? This is the beginning. And if it were the end, we'd just start it again some other time. No, we've been on here just half an hour. So you're still at the beginning, don't we? Alright. What else is going on? Workshops. I am doing the creation of the familiar spirit. It's next Saturday. So anybody who wants to get in on that, then go and book that. If you need the link, let the workshops are only going to be repeated every 6 months. The one after that, in May, is going to be the Witch's Mind, which is about trance work. We're going to be exploring passive method and an active method, and then actually using trance to activate a sigil. And then after that, I was thinking I'll do an introduction to planetary magic. We can do a workshop, hour and a half, 2 hour workshop on that. And then what I want to do is a masterclass later on in the year, which is going to be a 4-month thing. So we're going to do an introduction. Then I'm not sure. So I need 2 other ideas to cover 6 months. Furthermore, I was absent because I had problems with magic. That's not a problem. That's completely fine. Yeah, we all have problems with magic every now and again. Or with life. That was workshops. On my Patreon, if anybody is on the journal tier, next week I'm going to be changing that from $5 to $10, and I'm going to switch the Obsidian Veil from $10 to $5. I'm just doing more on the journal tier, and you know, it doesn't really make sense that it's cheaper than the Obsidian Veil, which I just do a 20-minute ritual once a month, you know. So that's going to be a change there. Baby Morka, is it possible that the spirit of our ancestors sabotages our magical and witchcraft activities? I'm going to say no. I can't think of any reason why they would sabotage your magic and witchcraft, unless you're going down some path which is detrimental to yourself, and they need to stop you from doing it because otherwise you're going to hurt yourself. It's the only reason I can think of why they would do that. Loops, hello. Goodness me. People I haven't seen for a long time. I have a question. Good stuff. Do you think there's a way when we can control dreams more like doing what we want here instead of watching, and dreams about things we want, or is it just random? All of it. You can control dreams, or lucid dreaming, where you take control of your dreams. You kind of wake up in your dream and you realize that you are dreaming, and therefore you then take control of it. And you said, and dreams about things we want, or is it just random? If it's not a lucid dream, though, then it is often random. We kind of go places I suppose we need to go to. See, when it comes to the dreaming, there's a lot of different ways you can look at this, and a lot of different interpretations from different traditions. What I tend to go toward is the idea that when we go to sleep in this form, then our dreaming body wakes up and does what it needs to do, right? And then when our dreaming body goes to sleep, we wake up in this form and we do what we need to do. But it's all dreaming. Doesn't matter which body's awake, it's all dreaming. Okay. So is it random? It's difficult to say. I mean, even if we experience something while we're asleep, the subconscious mind kind of starts to pull things in which skew the interpretation of what actually happened, depending on your level of recall. You know, if we were flying through the air like Superman, the subconscious will put us in an airplane, you know, that kind of thing. So we don't really know what actually happened in the dream per se. It's a difficult area, it really is, because there's so many different levels and so many different ways we can view this. But yeah, so I'm going to move on then. Oh, Kerry's here as well. Hello, Kerry. Glad you could join. Baby Mordecai, the reason may be that our hypothetical great-grandmother was a devout Catholic and we are devout pagans. That has no bearing at all. No bearing at all when it comes to ancestral work. It doesn't matter if the person was a devout Catholic. They're no longer a devout Catholic because they're dead. It's a whole different ball game when you die. You know, so this idea that my aunt or my grandmother or whoever was a devout Catholic and therefore they're not going to like me practicing paganism or witchcraft. But that's ridiculous. It really is. It's not. It doesn't have any bearing at all. So no. If that's why you think your ancestors are sabotaging your magical practice, that's not true. That's you're probably dealing with a parasite in that case, an imposter of some kind, because that's not going to happen. You know, do you think that someone's true will could be to rewrite the wrongs of a magical tradition? It could be. It could be. I mean, what someone's true will becomes is completely personal to them. So yeah, it could be. It's a big task, though, huge task, and I think on some level we're all trying to. Well, not all of us, but most of us are trying to do that anyway. You know, starting with Blavatsky and her racism, which then bled through into all of the other traditions, the Golden Dawn, Thelema, Wicca, going into modern practices, neo-paganism, neo-Wicca, which then spilled over into all forms of witchcraft, really. You're going to find those influences bled through everywhere. So I think to some degree we're all trying to do that, most of us, is to right those wrongs. So yeah. Okay, so happy Sunday. Andrea, being dead definitely gives us a whole new point of view. Yeah, because it's... I don't think it's got anything to do with traditions and religions that we follow. Luke's, thank you also. I will share something that happened first time to me. I tried to connect with Odin twice and there was nothing. With how communication was weaker, it's probably because of war Iran-US. Could be. Could be. But I mean, these are multi-dimensional beings, so I'm not sure. I don't think it would really... It would affect us. You know, our attention would probably weaken, but I'm not sure about them. Do some divination. Best thing to do in that regard. Overmore, regarding well, I remember that Crowley wrote commentaries on the Tao Te Ching. Have you read it? Is the reinterpretation significant? I haven't read it. I don't know. I don't know if... I don't think EAO has read it yet, but we'll let EAO respond to that. Going back to Luke's, have you tried to connect with Odin and Hel before? Because that would be a good comparison to make. If you have, and now all of a sudden you're not getting anything or it's weaker, then yeah, maybe something there about guarding the war. At the same time, I guess it is a bit devastating at the moment. I mean, there's always wars. Always wars. I actually looked at one. Let's actually see what we've got currently. I actually looked at one stage how many wars are going on at the moment, which was like last year. 162. Let's include civil wars and minor wars and all that stuff, but still, it's a lot of fucking wars. How many wars are going on currently? So there's 10 major full-scale wars going on at the moment, and global conflicts exceeding 50 to 60. We do like our wars as human beings. Crazy shit. EO said not yet, but it's on the list. Yeah, there's a lot to go through when it comes to Crowley. Luke, yes, we're loading twice, and with how many times? Okay. She taught me a lot, especially about death, and with Yogamanda around 4 times and Fender twice. It was always a very nice journey and experience. Okay, do some divination. That would be my suggestion. Find out if it is because of the devastation that's going on at the moment. It could be that because of that, there's a lot of interference. There's a large flow of a particular current that's kind of interfering with your ability to make that connection. So yeah, I would cast a spell using demonic sigils without a relationship with that particular demon. How does demonic sigil magic work? So what you're really talking about here is doing an evocation. The sigil is just kind of like a bullet connection point. So a lot of kind of like talk about it as being like a telephone number. There's a communication device, right? It's an identification device. So that's why we use the sigil usually. It's better to build a relationship and get your own sigil from the spirit, but this is our starting point, okay? So what you're really talking about there is evocation, where you call in the spirit and you ask it to do something for you. Do you need to build a relationship? My personal suggestion is yes, but no, you don't. If you go into Solomonic Grimoire or Solomonic Grimoire magic and ceremonial magic, then you will find that they really consider the demons to be lesser than, and therefore they treat them like shit usually. This is why I don't like this approach myself. But what then takes place is they will call the spirit, they will bind the spirit, they will tell the spirit that they want X, Y, and Z done. If the spirit does not comply, they will torture them. They will burn them. They will trap them. They will treat them like shit. Okay? This is the normal this is the Solomonic Grimoire approach to doing this type of work, okay? And therefore, basically, they threaten the spirit and to force it to do what they want it to do, which kind of reeks of colonialization and things like that. So this is why I prefer building a relationship. Can you do an evocation without the threats and binding, without building a relationship with the spirit? Yeah, you can. You do risk calling an imposter, so you're going to have to make sure your discernment is up to scratch, because you don't know the spirit you're calling. You also, it's more likely a spirit's going to want to do something for you if you have built a good relationship with them. Same with people, you know, kind of like going to a stranger in the street and saying, here's $10, go and do this for me. You know, the likelihood they're just going to run away with you $10 is quite high and not do anything for you. But if it's a friend, then you can ask them to go and help you with something, and they'll probably go and help you with it. This is why we build relationships with spirits. If we would, as an example, if we're talking about the spirits of the Galatia, for instance, these tend to be a group of spirits. Now, I find personally that if you have good relationships with one or a number of them, you can usually work with one you don't have a relationship with, because it's almost like the family type of thing. And what you'll find is the ones you do have a relationship with will aid the process. Okay, so there's all these little nuances and things that go on. But yeah, that would be my response to that, really. EO, I will bring you a war engine. Okay. Yeah, bloody wars. Andrea said wars are statistically at the lowest level of all time, but these current ones are affecting us all, especially the fear of world wars. Yeah, that's the thing. It might not be the quantity, but the intensity is a lot bigger at the moment. Luke, thanks for advice. Maybe you don't want to see me since I'm dealing with these three, and you know how they are associated with him. It could be. Could be that your relationship has just reached its end. I don't know if you've got like a lifelong pact with any of them. But you know, what happens quite often is they're there to help you with something, teach you a lesson, learn from them, and then when that's done, then they just move on. You know? No hard feelings or anything like that. Maybe more. We live in a global village. Collect souvenirs, often related to religious traditions. Then their lives start to fall apart because some spirit has been offended. How can we avoid the unpleasantness associated with this? I'm not talking about stealing from cultures, but about the gifts we receive from their representatives. The Bible says that angels serve only God, not people. Demons are fallen angels, but still angels. Okay, I'll get to that one just now. So, objects which have spirits attached to them that get offended. If you get, see, it depends on why you're receiving the religious item to begin with. If it's just a trinket you're getting while you're on holiday, you might want to just cleanse the damn thing. And also, before you leave that place, ask the spirit to move out of the item into their own land, so you don't take them across borders and take them away from their own home. People just, I don't know. People are just weird nowadays. I'm so sick of the human race. Thank God I'm not human anymore. I don't know. Alright, so people that go travelling and they go to a little marketplace and they find something, a souvenir, they buy it and they take it home without any consideration at all, and then they find trouble, they're gonna have to cleanse the thing, right? But they're dealing with a spirit which is not part of their land, which is why the damn thing's upset. You've taken it away from its home. You know, how would you feel? So really the best thing to do is go back and give it back to the land. You know, stop taking things out of their homes. But, you know, people are stupid. So they do these things anyway. And most of the time they don't realise it because they don't follow these traditions and they don't understand what the hell's going on. They don't even believe in half this stuff. And that's the problem. They've got no belief in any of this, but it happens and they still don't believe in it. You know, oh, it was just bad luck. Oh, it was just a psychological breakdown. Anyway. Right, let's get on to your next one. Bitch and moan during these lines, I do. The Bible says that angels serve only God. Okay, yeah. not people. Demons are fallen angels, but still angels. Stretching it a bit. So who do the Goetic spirits work with? Well, these are yeah. There are lots of interpretations, and it depends on your tradition here. The interpretation is going to change so much. Think of it like this: angels are forces of nature, right? Which is why it would say, and I would kind of agree, that they serve only God, not people. Okay, because we don't need to, unless we're a farmer. Well, maybe, if you're a farmer, maybe if you're going through a drought, you need some rain, but you need it to come in a certain amount, otherwise you flood the place, and you have got a whole lot of other shit going on. So you need to control the weather. Then you're controlling you're trying to control the forces of nature. Okay, so that would be the angelic forces. Okay? The big things that go on in our cosmos. The demons are a different race. Think of fairies. Okay, if we think of the good people, the good neighbors, the gentry, the shiny ones, all of the names, various different names for what we might call the fairy. Those are demons. Those are the same things as what we're talking about when we're talking about the Goetic spirits, the daemons. But this again then extends into interpretation. What is a daemon or a daimon from the Greek? It's all, we're using the same words. And again, if you go back 6,000 years before the word theos even came about in the Greek, it was just daimon, which related to all spirits. It related to the all-know thing, the big power force that was the cosmos and universe itself, and it also related to human beings were daimons. Everything was daimons. Everything that was living was a daimon. And then interpretations changed. The word theos came about, and therefore we had the word God. And then daimon started to become this idea of a messenger between humans and divinity, which is then why it starts to extend into Socrates and the voice he used to hear that was guiding him through life, and the personal daimon or the holy guardian angel, all those aspects, which are it's kind of the intermediary between man and divinity, right? So again, it's all about how we interpret things, and things have evolved so much in thousands of years that to say it is this or it is that is usually not entirely correct. The Bible says, sure, the Bible's modern. Even if we go back to the original Hebrew, I mean, that's the writings, I think, when you started, well, probably 6,000 years ago, somewhere around there. I'm not really sure myself. The cosmos existed long before all of that, and even then we've got speculations, interpretations. The tree of life in Kabbalah only really came about with Lurianic Kabbalah, which was, medieval time. Well, what was that? 13th century, I think. This is why we can't really say it is this or it is that. So it really boils down to personal interpretations and how your culture and how your tradition also molds those personal interpretations. So your own personal worldviews. Okay. So this is why I know I talk about this stuff. I try to keep it as broad as possible without bringing too much of my own personal worldview in. Because my personal worldview is not the same as yours. You have to make up your own mind about all of this stuff. So I try to keep it as, this tradition says, and that tradition says, and that tradition says. It's a nightmare in the brain. Getting off and be an absolute crazy shit there. Anyway, okay, so all right. I'm assuming that didn't answer the question. I don't really know. Anyway, moving on. Are they Lucifer Forever? Hello. Good day. Thanks for joining. Kerry, I've found with Murmur's help, we've gotten a lot of positive responses on our project to provide oversight of brain death testing. Excellent, good stuff. I'm glad you're making progress. That's the main thing. Are you getting the progress? You know, are you seeing it? That's what we're really after. Lowton, hello. EO, these are fools of men, indeed. In regards to your answer, thank you so much. Bobby Wardcare, right, but we're talking about a situation where you're given something by a representative of a particular tradition. Someone hands you an amulet, the luck or protection consecrates it, and then the spirit connected to the object takes revenge on you instead of its own follower. Then the person who created that amulet in the beginning didn't really know what they were doing. So in a situation like that, you go back to the person who created it and say, why am I having problems with this? That's what it boils down to. Okay, Lowton, I had an interesting tarot spread recently that I was curious to hear your thoughts about. If you want to tell me. I'm not the best at tarot, but might be able to give some pointers. I was never really the one who took up divination. I know everybody else seems to. I didn't. What's going on over here? Right, while Lowton's writing all that out, oh, here we go. I asked the question, what is my relationship to Chemosh? And the resulting cards were multiple coupled cards, the High Priestess and the Magician, the Emperor and the Empress. And then the Kings and Queens of Pentacles and Cups. So it sounds like well, to me, my interpretation anyway, a very basic interpretation would be it's a very good bonding, good relationship. Because you've got the pairings, you've got the dualities that are combining, and you've got Pentacles and Cups, which are very grounded and very emotional as well. Earth and water. So, yeah, seems like a good relationship to me. Kerry, that's a lot of major arcana cards. It is, yeah. And courts. You got all the people there. And I mean, you're asking about yourself and Chemosh, so, you know. You said I did think the same thing. It was the first time I've ever had a spread like that. Yeah.
People like you find it easy, naked to see, walking on air,
Hour adjustment. Okay.
hunting by the rivers, through the streets, every corner, abandoned too soon, sat down with you.
Right, seeing that there's some more people here now, I'm going to make my announcements again because it's gone quiet as well. So, if I ask you questions, we can get to them again. So, what I'm going to be doing, apart from the workshops that I've been setting up, is I'm going to be introducing masterclasses, which will probably be in a few months' time. But I'm going to do them on Sundays. So what I'll do, I'm going to take the Covenstead and move it 2 hours before the time it usually starts, and I'll do it every week. And then what I'll do is I'll do a Covenstead, and then I'll take a little break and get a snack and something to drink, and then I'll do the masterclass, which will be a Zoom meeting with everybody and Q&As and everything else. And then it'll be Covenstead, same thing, and then I'll do Patreon live for anybody who's on my Patreon from Journal tier up. Journal tier is going to change to $10 because there's a lot more I do on that than probably any of the other tiers actually. So it doesn't really make sense that it's at $5, and so I'm going to change that next week. I did put an announcement everywhere. So I'll just do that every other week. So it'll be Covenstead, Masterclass, and then the next week will be Covenstead and Patreon, and Covenstead Masterclass, Covenstead Patreon. Okay, but I'll probably only move this to. I'll probably start it next month. I've just got to do all the planning and stuff at the moment, so just preparing people. What am I gonna get to? Lowson just makes me wonder even more honestly, because I only found out about him a few years ago. He's rather taken with me, I guess. Well, it sounds like you've got a very, very positive relationship, a very balancing relationship, which is a good thing. So yeah, just keep at it. Kerry said, friends, I'm 2 weeks out of a right total hip replacement and am healing very well. Body is amazing in its capacity for me. Excellent. Glad you're doing well. Really good. Lotion at Kerry. That's excellent to hear. Hopefully continues going smoothly. Luna. Oh, Luna's still here. Oh, you could ask Luna about the cards. She's a reader. I was reading at a psychic fair a couple of weeks ago, and nearly every bloody reading was just core cards. Odd and annoying. People want to get a hold of you. There you go. Would definitely like to take these classes. Magic learning at work seems dope. That'd be fun. Kerry, thank you. I'm looking forward to learning to walk again. Yeah, I guess the rehabilitation's the next process, isn't it? I hope it goes well. It should do. And Lowton at Luna, the answers they give me are usually really tongue-in-cheek. Luna said, Luna is in agreement with Lee regarding Lotan's reading. Okay, at least I know I got something right. He said, I can do divination, it's just never been an interest of mine. So, apart from geomancy, I absolutely love geomancy. I think it's brilliant. Kerry, when was the last time you did a seance? I've never done a seance. I guess what do you mean by seance? Let's ask that question rather. We were talking about talking to the dead, because not my skill set. I help the dead pass over. I don't bring them back to talk to them. Oton, for example, did one with past life oracle cards once, asking about where I came from, basically, and it gave me India, travel, and Atlantis. Okay, I'm sorry, I used to just Atlantis. I'm Romani, whose family lived on canals. Oh, that's cool. When I was a kid, sorry, I've got to tell you a story. When I was a kid, and I lived in England, so this was pre-10 years old. I must have been about 5, 6 or something. I used to absolutely love the canals and the barges. Oh my god, I was in love with them. And I remember we used to go to, there was a pub that we used to go to. I don't know where the hell it was. But it was right, you kind of sits right on outside right on the canal. And I remember one of the owners of one of the barges, because I was like totally taken with the barges, I just loved them. And one of the guys actually let me go on, and he took me through one of the locks. It was just so amazing. I don't have a lot of memories from when I was a kid, but I do remember those. Oh, I just loved. Anyway, yes, right. Nostalgia. Okay. Luna, divination is my obsession. Yes, I know. Collecting cards is your obsession. EO, 2 days ago with me, your great grandma. What was that? I missed that part of the conversation. You know me. Logan, there's a narrowboat called the Green Law on the canal still. My great grandfather was the first person to own it. I'd love to get hold of it. Oh, nice. Very cool. Yeah. Actually, the whole I can't really tell you what sources to go into, but I remember touching on them about 25 years ago. There was a whole section around the barges and the canal magic, and water witchery and things like that. I cannot. I've been trying to find the sources of it for years and years, and I just can't find them. But I remember them talking about in regards to the squared circle, it was actually creating a square with driftwood in order to work magic in, which I found really interesting. But it was all to do with the canals and the magic that the canal folk actually perform. I mean, that's a whole different lifestyle. Incredible, love it. Luna said, yep, you're from the same neck of the woods as I was, Lee, and it's not the canal, it's the cut. What's the cut? I don't know. Sorry, I don't know that term. You're gonna have to explain this to me. Remember, I was 10 when we moved from England, so I missed a lot. Bowie Mordka, I suggest the songs Sinister Gleams and Crypt of Horror by Abysmal Grief. Because the atmosphere with Bowie is very non-necromantic. Loathsome, I'd be the third generation of family to have it. There's a video of it on YouTube actually when it was last sold. Yeah, you're definitely going to have to try and get hold of that. That would be... I'll just live vicariously through you. Okay? I'm just living vicariously through everybody. Oh, the West Midlands. Speak. Oh, no. Okay, yeah, I was from Coventry. The cut is slang for the canal. Okay, alright, there we go. See, I've learned something today. Cool. Baby Mordecai, which form of spiritualism is better? Cardicist or Creole? No idea. I feel like the latter one is less New Age, if I'm wrong. I don't know, I've never worked either of them. Especially Creole, I mean... I was born in England, lived in South Africa, never even touched that space before, so... Lowton knows. Yes, Lowton does know. Interesting. I was just looking up Creole actually, because I always, yeah, hang on. So I always relate Creole to Haitian, Louisiana, that type of stuff. But apparently, stable, fully developed language that emerges from the mixing of different languages, often a pidgin, and becomes a native tongue. Historically, it refers to descendants of European. French, Spanish, Portuguese, or African settlers born in colonial regions like Louisiana, the Caribbean, or the Indian Ocean. Nowhere near where I've been. Explains that. Later, it was surreal to see the part of the video where they showed off the cabin area, literally where my great-grandfather slept and worked. That's what it is, yeah. My nan hated living in a house. It's too still, is what she used to say apparently. I'm sure she couldn't sleep for a long time. It would be quite an adjustment. Luna, anyway, I've got to go sort my son's hair out and chase kids to the kitchen because I hear them and they must be so good. Okay. Well, thanks for joining. It was good to see you again. Seen you here for a long time. Right, I gotta find this card assist now. Card assist. That's where my computer decides to catch up. Cheerio, Luna. Have a good one. Oh, card assist spiritism. Alan Kardec. Okay. Why? I'm just trying to figure out why you're relating that to Creole. Because basically, when it comes to spiritism or spiritualism, there were mostly two avenues of this. One was spiritualism, and then Kardec came along and created what he preferred to call spiritism. I've actually got, it's not here. I've got Kardec's original spirit book, the spirits book. Don't know when it was published. It's one of those books that just have no publishing date in it. So, but yeah, very interesting. But which one's better? I don't know. I mean, Alan Kardec's Spiritism became almost like a cult. But I think the most followed would just be the general spiritualism that started with the Fox sisters. You know, that's the one that most people actually speak about, so you'll probably get more information about it. Yeah, I'm not sure where Creole fits into this. But yeah, that's a whole Catholic avenue, actually. Where am I now? Yo, so where would that put like marsh magic? We don't have swamps, but we do have those wild bogs in our wood areas. Bogs are interesting if you go back to Druid magic. You know, the old Celtic stuff. Where they found the bog people. I don't really know the history behind it, never really got into it, but there are some very interesting things that come out of that. Because the bogs actually preserved the people, the dead people. That's got its own little avenue. Yeah, but that's got nothing to do with the water witches of the canals or anything like that. Loton, going back a bit, I do wonder if this balance with Chemosh is partly because I don't really ask him for anything. I mostly just tend to yap in my head to him. That's fine. You'll probably find that with those spirits that kind of stick around for your whole life. Like with me, it's Hecate and Pan. I find that I don't really go to them for any help. I have other spirits that I go to for the help. They're kind of there as a guiding principle, which is probably what you're finding with Chemosh. Then you said water magic was very highly regarded in Brythonic Celtic culture. I think that's where the bog stuff came from. Since water was seen as the gateway to the other world. Oh yes, yeah. I think I probably find that in most cultures actually. I mean, there was even if you go into like Carlos Castaneda, as it should be said, I think, something like that. And Toltec Warrior Path, even them, they talk about the different hands. You know, you move into the left and you move into the alternate universe and all of this stuff. But when you go into the west, you actually go through like it's like a watery divide. It's like a curtain almost, and you have to push through it. So yeah, you find that watery gateway all over the place. Quite interesting. Oh, I don't know what we deleted that. Andrea, back. Hello. So I have to go sort out the compost heap while we still have a bit of daylight. Gotta sort out that compost heap. The Mesoamericans saw the cenotes as the gateways to Xibalba, Mitnal, and Mictlan. Yeah, that's really cool. Thank you, Leanne Lighton. It's a pleasure. Let's see if we can find anything more about the bog people. Bog bodies or bog people are naturally mummified human remains preserved in peat bogs, primarily across Northern Europe, Denmark, Germany, UK, Ireland, Netherlands, dating from 8000 BC to World War II. These remarkably intact, often violent victims provide vital archaeological insight into the ancient rituals clothing and forensics due to the bog's unique acidic, anaerobic, and cold conditions. Yeah. Wikipedia's even got a whole page on bog body. Human cadaver that has been naturally mummified in a peat bog. All very cool. Lowton, funny enough, in their calendar, the rulers of those realms are directly related to my day signs. Andrea, easy for you to say. What did I say? Who said what? It wasn't me. Baby Walker, I don't know if the name Alaric Albertson rings a bell. Oh yes, brilliant, love him. But I'm wondering how legitimate his books are, especially the one about divination with a standard cards deck. Yes, he wrote one with a standard cards deck. Alaric is a great, not just an author, but a scholar as well. It's usually regarded in Saxon magic. Oh, is that one Fortune in Your Hands? I haven't read that one. If you do want a good book on divination by playing cards, there's one that I always come back to, and a lot of people do actually. Get you the title. Oh, you're just joking about the Meso-American names. That's fine. Don't worry. I don't mind. Right, let's grab this title. So it's called The 44 Devils, and it's by Corey Thomas Hutchison. Excellent book, it really is. But I mean, as far as Alaric Albertson goes, he's a really great author, really a good magician. So you can't really go wrong there. Lowton, you're welcome. It's quite an interesting subject, especially with the fenlands England used to have. There were thousands of standing stones here in Lincolnshire, apparently. It sounds like a lot of dead, angry dead. Probably, yeah. They died quite violently, apparently. Got pushed in the bog. Yeah. When you consider the bog to be the toilet, it's kind of rude. Lowton, I mean, you can always try your luck with Wiz Kalpantecutli. There you go. Can't say it quickly though, don't ask me to do that. Huitzilopochtli. There you go. Got it.